We got another meeting, so I have 7 o'clock. We'll call the Legislative Committee for August 19th to order. I'll do roll call. Vice Chair Gaske. Here. Stephanie Nez.
Here.
Felix Garcia.
Here.
Sarah Kirby.
Here.
Mark Nordigan present. Tim Stocker. Here. I'm here, so all members are present. Citizens comment. Any citizens comments? Citizens comments, seeing none. Supervisors comments. So why don't we take a quick minute and we'll start. Stephanie, with you. Can you introduce yourself to the Legislative Committee and just a brief who you are? Because I think this is our first meeting as a Legislative Committee with you guys.
Okay. Hello, my name is Stephanie Lagunas. I am on the Youth and Governance Program, and I serve here on the Legislative.
Where you go to school at?
I go to Bradford.
Michael?
I'm Michael Sandwich. I serve on the Legislative Committee as part of Youth and Governance, and I go to Trumper High School.
Well, my name is Timofey. I go to Lakeview, and I was meant to be in finance meeting, but
Oh,
it's in
you're-
another room.
Oh.
They're gonna go over there in 15 minutes, so you can still go to finance. You can stay here until then.
Yes.
You get extra credit for going to two
There you
meetings.
go. That's fine.
We won't find it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Much quicker. Just one more time, supervisors comments, so I didn't miss anybody. Nope. My only comment is feedback from the rest of the committee. Is there an interest if I invite or we invite the state legislators to come in and meet with this committee?
I think we've done it in the past.
Okay, just want to know if there's an interest. We'll
Yeah.
try and set those up. All right. Other than that, I don't have any. Need approval of the minutes from May 20th of 2025.
Move to approve the minutes.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any other discussion, comments, corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
He's in governance?
I
All right. Number 7, resolution delegating the authority to enter settlement agreements with opioid defendants. Mr. Cardamone.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, supervisors. I don't remember if I discussed. No, I did, because we were talking about the approval to join the other defendants. I can't remember which committee I presented this in front of, because. So in any event, not that long ago, I was in front of you. I gave you sort of a primer at that point of the history of the opioid litigation. I did send out a letter last week with the resolution just so people could see it. As I said in there, we've got 3 settlements that are sort of pending. I think we've got a deadline at the end of September to indicate whether we're going to participate or not. And my understanding is that our attorneys anticipate there may be some more of these sort of smaller ones. Again, as I was speaking with the general counsel for the WCA, said, you know, the 2, putting aside the Purdue one for a second, the other 2 together are probably going to be, they thought, a third or so of some of the ones we've done up to this point. So I mean, it's still money, but you know, that's smaller amounts. And it was determined that it might just make sense to kind of streamline this process, provide somebody in the county the ability to just kind of sign off on these things as long as they meet all the same requirements that they have up till this point, which namely is that they're being recommended by the plaintiff's attorneys committee, and that the disbursement of funds is going to be at the same level that it has been. And then 2, the proper notice is given to the all appropriate parties. I spoke with the exec and the chair. They ultimately suggested that they thought it made the most sense to delegate that to me. I'm the primary contact for our attorneys anyways. As I indicated, again, I would certainly provide notice to the board as to the general terms and what's going on. I tried to do that in that letter last week. Happy to answer questions, but again, the bottom line is this would not only authorize those settlements, but would essentially authorize me to enter into any future ones, again, assuming that they meet those same criteria. Anything that deviated from those, I would view as having to come back for specific authorization.
And this resolution doesn't authorize you to spend that money, it just authorizes you to.
Correct. All of the budgetary process so far is being handled through the budget. You know, we indicate what we think is coming in and then how it's going to be spent. So yeah, that didn't have nothing to do with that. It would just be, as I think I mentioned before, in the letter, but I don't know that I mentioned when I was in front of the committee, because again, we were speaking more about past approvals than future things. One of the keys to all of these is the way they've been negotiated is the greater the participation on the part of the plaintiffs, the higher the amount of money the defendants are putting into the pot, because they want these things done. You know, they don't want 80% of us to sign on to it and then still be fighting at the 20%. So for each iteration closer to 100% we get, they put more money in. So that's part of why there's a deadline for participation.
Okay, any supervisors' comments, questions?
I move we approve the resolution.
Second. Been moved by Supervisor Norton, second by Supervisor Stocker. Any other discussion, comments? Youth and Governance, how do you vote? Verbal, aye. Okay, committee,
Aye.
any opposed? Passes unanimously.
Thank you, Supervisor.
Need a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Moved and seconded to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.